every day and saying, what can we do about this? What can we do about that? How can we reach out to other people? And I said, well, this is how I get my news. And we're trying to find a way that we can connect to all age groups that can really get their news fast and instantaneously. A lot of us still get the yellow pages delivered to our house. In fact, we really don't have a whole lot of choice. But not a lot of people actually pick it up and open it up and pick something to buy out of the yellow pages anymore. If you don't know where you're going, usually you get in front of your computer, you'll type in yellowpages.com or yellowbook.com, and you'll find it there. A lot of us don't get the newspaper anymore. I haven't been a subscriber to the newspaper in almost 20 years. I get my news from the radio. I get the free newspaper online. I read the Racine Post, which I heard James speaking of a little bit earlier. Other people are out there collecting the news for me. I was one of the first readers of Drudge Report. He had about 100,000 readers per day right before he broke the Monica Lewinsky story that never would have been told had Matt Drudge not got that report. That was almost 20 years ago. He now gets 40 million hits every day. He's one of the number 1 or 2 or 3 most viewed websites in the world. And every reporter in America goes to Drudge Report every day to find out what the news is somewhere to add to whatever they're collecting. So a lot of the news, a lot of the information is on the computer. How do we use it to our advantage so we can convince young people like my sons who are in their 20s to continue to run a more libertarian or conservative ideology, a lower tax, free, liberty-focused America. And that's what I want to pass on to the next generation. And this is how I think we can get there. I know a lot of the information that people their age, people even my age, they get from little snippets on YouTube. They get from little snippets, or they may sit down and watch South Park. They may get the monologue that comes on Jon Stewart's show on Comedy Central. And that's where a lot of these people get all of what they know about politics. And it's everything is a smart alecky remark. Well, I'm pretty good at being a smart aleck. In fact, my father used to tell me nobody likes a smart ass. I said, do people prefer dumbasses? And he always got a kick out of that. So I've kind of tried to use my snarkiness and try to wrap it around ideas so that it kind of sticks in your brain a little bit. Okay, yeah, it makes sense, and it's a little bit witty, and that's sort of why I do that. So what we've created, we had our founding meeting on Saturday afternoon. We created a new blog, chat, and news group called LIberTEA, T-E-A, Racine. I sent out the first initial invitational emails the other day. And if anybody has an email and would like to at least read what we have, the idea is to every couple of weeks come up with an actionable thing that affects either the city or the county. Maybe it would be George's example of the mobile canteen, the guy who's driving around and parking and selling sandwiches and stuff. You know, maybe we take a position on it. How does that affect liberty for that business owner with the canteen? How does it affect the liberty of the people who park in front of? And if we decide that's an actionable thing, let's call. We want everybody that's on our list to call their alderman and the mayor. Or maybe it's a county issue. Have everybody call their county supervisor and Bill McReynolds. And every once in a while we'll do something at the state level too. But we primarily wanted to focus on Racine City and Racine County issues. So we have a couple of people up in Mount Pleasant, we have a few people up in Caledonia who will kind of keep track of things in their areas and sort of report back.
What's the website again?
It will be, I'm not actually positive of what it is yet. They're putting it together today.
Well, it's not up yet.
Right. I sent out the initial emails. I'll give you the email if you'd like.
Couldn't get it.
Okay. We can't get a signal here either, by the way. This is all technologically oriented, and we can't get the Wi-Fi to work on this floor. So, but YouTube's got some great things. Any one of us can sit down like George just did. He can be filmed, say his piece. He can talk about War and Peace. He can talk about Ron Paul. He can talk about the canteen. He can put it out there, and whoever wants to watch it can watch it. And if somebody's interested, yes, sir.
Just a comment on that. In another 15 minutes, that whole full spiel I gave about having to do it could be on the internet as a video. That's how long it takes to download. I've already tried it out. And that was my plan today, to show you how that would happen. You'd be able to see it on the internet. Whatever. Go ahead, Ken. I feel free.
So that's one of the things I want to do with LIberTEA Racine. I want to have video vignettes. I want to have, we're going to have a half a dozen people who can contribute on an ongoing basis, whatever what their thing is. And then there will also be a blog area where any one of you can sign in and say, you know what, make your comment. You can be anonymous, you can be John, you can be Big John, you can be Curious George, whatever you want to do, and you can put your information on there, what you think about it. I will do some of the monitoring on it, at least initially, and if things are a little over the top, I may zap a few things, but my goal is to try to keep as much freedom of speech going on that blog site as well. But there's a few whack jobs out there that will just do anything they can to try to wreck blog sites. But anyway, the idea of this is to be an action forum. How many of you have ever heard of Twitter? Okay, it's being heard about 2 months ago. Had you ever heard of Twitter? You probably didn't. It's just kind of coming on. I don't know if it's going to get any traction. I kind of don't think so, because it's kind of a little dumb. But on the other hand, it may be the next Drudge Report. You never know. So that's something we're going to kind of look at and see where it goes.